Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hawkins Hellfire Collective. I am Zach Grubb.
And Devin Grubb.
And we're here to talk to you about episode 7.
The Bathtub.
So, things are finally heating up. We're getting towards the end of the season. Do you want to get us going on this?
Well, the first note I have is just that Mike's super sweet to 11. Like, they come back to his house after the whole shenanigans with Troy
The bullies.
and the bullies
yeah.
and everything. And she's looking at herself in the mirror because she doesn't have the wig anymore. And he tells her she's pretty anyway. And it's so cute. Like,
Yeah.
they're like 11, 12-year-old kids. And that's just, I feel like if, like, at me as an 11-year-old, if somebody told me I was pretty, I would be like, really? Like, so that's just really sweet. It's a really sweet moment.
Yeah, and 11's circumstances are a little more dire than anything we grew up with, so that makes it even nicer. Of course, Dustin immediately interrupts them while they're having a moment. So, you know, Dusty Buns, cockblock champ at 83, getting in the way.
But then that aside, it goes immediately into Lucas telling, like, getting them on the walkie because he knows that the Hawkins lab people are coming after them, and his words are, the bad men are coming. Like, he's quoting
11, yeah.
Somebody who he wanted nothing to do with, and he's like, oh shit, she was right. This is some heavy stuff. I have to warn my friends, even though he was like on the outs with them.
Yeah.
When this all
But the second he realizes
down,
something serious is going on, it's like, it doesn't matter that I'm in an argument. Like, guys, get out of there.
Yeah.
And I was really happy that they were finally focusing on the kids in, like, an action sense.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the show jumps back and forth between the characters plenty so that you always know what's going on. It's always interesting. But we really needed some time to focus on the kids.
Yeah.
And we get that a lot at the beginning of this episode.
I mean, because honestly, like, my opinion, I feel like when they focus on the kids, that's when it's the most interesting anyway. At least in the earlier seasons, to me. I feel like the kids always have the more interesting storyline.
Yeah, I agree most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Season 1 was super heavy on the E.T. references.
Yeah.
Like, we were saying that the whole time, but the whole chase scene is, like, ripped straight from E.T.
All of the vans, like, it's very much like when they're all coming to where they're hiding E.T. in the house, and, like, they're literally all, like, converging on Will's house and their neighborhood, and it's almost, like, I feel like you could put the scene in E.T. and the scene in Stranger Things, like, next to each other, and it would be, like, very, very similar.
Yeah. Oh, and, anybody who's out there saying the Duffers are going back to season 1 and changing things, don't worry. They still have guns. They didn't pull an E.T. and turn them into walkie-talkies.
What?
You don't know about that?
No.
They went back and most copies of E.T. like were redone so that they have walkie-talkies instead of guns.
Really?
Yeah. So
I was not aware of that.
history lesson.
Yeah, I was not aware of that.
Yeah, Spielberg went back and changed that.
It's been a long time since I've seen E.T., and I can't say whether or not I would notice if
You
it was
probably
guns
saw
or
it with guns.
walkie-talkies. Probably.
Also, season 4's basketball team chasing them was actually really reminiscent of season 1. That was a callback I didn't really realize until then. Like,
how so? We didn't talk about that before.
No, like, I mean, when were the kids being hunted by, people in any other season?
Yeah, I guess. Just this season, and then...
Right. I mean, in season 3, Billy's building up his army or whatever, but that's
different. They're not
supernatural.
Exactly, yeah, they're not exactly hunting, our kids specifically. He's just looking to build, an army of the flayed, essentially.
Right. Where now, between season 1 and season 4, they're being chased by people with guns.
Yeah.
Who want to stop them. I don't know. I guess it's not really that big of a deal. I just thought
it's an interesting parallel.
Yeah, exactly. That's where my head was at.
11 flips the van.
11 flips the van. Yeah, instead of flying away in the ET basket, 11 flips a van.
She flips the van.
Almost definitely kills the people inside of it.
Yeah.
And Lucas immediately trusts her, and then when they get off the bikes, he's like, that was awesome!
Yeah.
I'm like, damn right, Lucas, that was awesome.
And then she uses she knows that he's not lying because she uses the through line through like the whole season. Friends don't lie. Like when he like offers her his hand or something along those lines, and she's like, friends don't lie, so she knows he's telling
the truth.
The truth.
They're finally on the same page.
It's a great moment for the Fantastic Four, because that's what I've dubbed them, the Fantastic Four. So good.
So I think at this point I had something on my mind. I was thinking that like the innocence from the show is gone now. Like there's a lot of action and a lot of like supernatural stuff and a lot of like death is happening, but it still feels innocent because the kids are younger. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's all gone now in the later seasons, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't want to say that's a bad thing.
No, and I think we talked about it when we were watching it, and you had mentioned that like it's not necessarily that their quote unquote innocence is lost. I mean, it is, but they're growing. They're older, so they're going to be less innocent just because they're older. They're they start out in middle school and now they're in high school. They're teenagers. It's their problems, like the supernatural problems, are bigger, but also the their interpersonal relationships and their real quote real world problems are seemingly bigger now, even though they're not necessarily bigger. But you know what I mean.
No, I know exactly what you mean. And like it's a symptom of them not deciding not to make an anthology series, because that is originally what Stranger Things set out to be. Mm-hmm. But the Duffers had this great idea for the Upside Down, 11, all of this, and kind of decided, we're going to stick with this instead of doing the anthology thing. So it was kind of inevitable that it would go in that direction, and we'd see this kind of growth season after season. Mm-hmm. It's not a complaint, just a way of looking at the show, I think.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's also a credit to how good the kids are as actors.
Oh, absolutely.
Hopper finds all the traps and stuff.
Yeah, and Jonathan and Nancy are in trouble.
But he immediately believes their Demogorgon story and everything once he finds all this stuff.
Yeah, because Jonathan's like, "You never believe me," and Hop's like, "Give me a try.
Try me."
Like, yeah. I'm pretty sure I will. I've learned some crazy shit.
Right, we've seen some shit.
Look, I believe your mom at this point. Yeah. Let's do this. So, okay, after that scene, we get the blonde lady with Mr. Wheeler.
Yeah, because we're back to, and I just put a note for Cara Buono, who is Mrs. Wheeler. I don't remember what she said, but I put chef's kiss acting while being questioned by Bitchface and Brenner. I don't remember what it was, but there was just something about her, like, arguing with the two of them. Like,
she didn't buy their shit
she didn't buy. She was like, "Why are you questioning me about like, I'm telling you what I know. Like, stop. My kid is clearly gone right now. I don't know where he is.
My kid's in trouble, and your vans just chased him away.
Right, and you're not telling me why. Why should I help you? You're not giving me any kind of answers." And it was just the delivery of the way she was saying certain things, and I was just like, well done. Well done. A+ acting.
See, that's absolutely true, but where my head the whole time was at, like, why didn't you do Mr. Wheeler like you did Benny? Like, jokes aside, they were completely willing to kill this dude who knew nothing. And apparently Eleven's been living in the Wheelers' house, and they're sure of that. They know the Wheelers could be lying to them, and they don't just straight up shoot them the way that so, like, why did they kill Benny?
There's no point to kill Benny, but I think the reason why they don't kill the Wheelers is because they need them alive. They're using them as, I guess, leverage for Mike. Like, oh, we can't, if we want to get to Mike, we need to keep these people alive, kind of deal, maybe. They know Benny doesn't really have anybody.
They had Hop, so clearly they made a mistake.
Well, I don't think they realized they were dealing with small town detective.
Yeah, small town detective Hopper.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's some inconsistencies, I feel like, in how far they're willing to go to get things done.
The Hawkins people? Yeah. the Hawkins lab. They're very, they're trigger happy. I feel like in some ways, and then in other ways, they're like, well,
let's be smart about this.
Let's see what we can do. Well, you have something of mine.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play you a little bit, and then in other sense, it's just like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's why they're the bad guys.
That's why they're the bad. They're loose cannons. They're wild cards. Also, I think from that conversation, we also get that Mr. Wheeler knew that Hawkins Lab was military.
Was that in that part?
I think it's like right after they leave, they're like standing at the window talking about it, and he's like, "They're military."
No,
and we were like, "What? What does he do for a living?"
We don't
know. That he knew the electric company was military.
Well, because I think they actually introduced themselves as military people because Brenner is involved.
Did they? I don't remember that.
I think they do because there's some scenes because I lulled real hard with this quote. There's some stuff in between, but when you said he was standing at the window watching them leave, he literally goes, "This is our government. They're on our side." And I got hysterical.
We both laughed. Yeah, okay, buddy.
Sure. But anyway, that I think they told them that they were or tipped them off in some way that they weren't just, the power company is here to question about my kid. They actually came and were like, "Look, we are military people. This is what we are. Your kid's been housing a weapon, essentially. Where is he?" This is our government. They're on our side.
Sure, buddy. Okay. You live in that world.
But rewind. Nancy and Jonathan explain to Hop and Joyce about the Demogorgon.
Yeah, and I forgot that Jonathan actually got to tell Joyce that...
He did tell her. Yeah.
He believed her and he knew.
And also Hop finds out more about his destiny. Because that's who 11 is. 11 is his destiny because Troy comes Troy comes in with his mom.
Yeah, P-Boy helped Hopper find 11.
P-Boy?
P-Boy. Yeah, he's P-Boy. Helped Hopper find 11. And it's glaring how many people know about 11 at this point. Think about it. Troy knows about 11. His mom knows about 11 because he told her about it. Troy's bully friend knows about 11. It makes you wonder, why aren't more people being either silenced or rounded up? Because they have not been very stealthy about hiding 11.
No,
the people in the shop know about 11 at least so much that hey, this kid came in and stole some stuff and shattered our window.
All of these things kind of happen simultaneously and boom, 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 boom. I think that's why those people aren't exactly questioned by Hawkins. It hasn't gotten back to them yet. It's only been traced to the boys. And that's really, I think, only because they've been trying to find the gate on their own. I think if they would have, laid low a little bit, not brought her to the school to use the AV equipment for her to blow up.
Yeah.
They were sloppy in holding on.
Because they were children.
But yes.
Yeah.
Because they were children. So I feel like that's why it's their, going to only trying to find Mike, only trying to find Dustin, only going after Lucas, only because they've made it clear that they are connected to her.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything else is just random events that, yes, they're all tied to 11, but they don't necessarily know about them.
I don't know. I just think they have the manpower that they should probably have people working every angle. You know what I mean?
But they really only know that she's tied to the boys because of the AV equipment. If they didn't bring her to the school to use the AV equipment, it wouldn't have been an issue. She used the AV equipment and blew it up, and that was a tip-off,
You're right.
This is where she is.
They would have no other way of knowing, who else she's been interacting with at that point. I think from there, we finally get Steve being cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, here he is. Our boy's here.
He drops them, 2 sacks of potatoes.
Yeah, he drops his crappy friends, 2 sacks of potatoes. He calls them out for, doing all that stuff to the movie theater. They're like, "Oh, you didn't stop us." He's like, "Yeah, I didn't, and that was wrong.
And I should have."
Yeah. I forgot that those characters even come back in the next season, but they do.
I was just going to say that I think Tommy H is friends with Billy.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Makes so much sense.
But still, it was cool to see Steve finally stand up and be like, you know what? That's not who Steve Harrington is. And then he gets to kick ass from there on.
Yeah, and he goes and helps to clean up the, the graffiti and everything. Because Steve's such a good guy. He's a good guy. I love Steve.
Dude. He's a good dude. A lot of character growth.
Character development. He's just he is the drawing of that horse meme. Starts out as like a stick figure, and then as it goes, he just becomes this marvelous steed, and that's Steve.
This is a real meme.
It is a real meme. I posted it before.
So if you're looking for it, I think my wife just did a really good job of verbally explaining the meme.
I did. And then there was one with Jonathan with the same horse, just in reverse.
Yeah.
Season 4, he had like a cartoon head.
They do Jonathan real dirty the further they get in the show.
But we digress.
Yeah.
I put, maybe you can explain this to me. Bad guys ready to just kill some kids. Hopper takes them out.
Okay, so that's getting a little ahead.
Oh, okay.
Everything comes together really seamlessly when they find the walkie at Will's house. Hopper, Joyce, Jonathan, and Nancy find the walkie at Will's house, and the kids are hiding in the dump, like trying to get somebody on the walkie.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't
write
notes about any of that.
And the two stories.
The bus.
Yeah, the two stories converge perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's really smart. They've been trying to use that walkie to contact Will the whole season, and finally they get somebody on it, and it's like, I think Mike is the one on the walkie asking for help, and Nancy answers him back, and he's like, Nancy? And she's like, Mike? Like, what is going on? Yeah. It's like, oh, wait, we've been on two sides of this thing the entire time. And then, while they're hiding in the bus, the bad guys show up, ready to murder some kids. Like, guns out, ready Lando! Because they think that Hopper gave them up. Or Lucas thinks that Hopper gave them up. But, like, these people are straight up ready to kill these kids.
Yeah.
And thank God Hopper takes them all out. But, like, again, this comes back to, for me, like, they're just willing to shoot these kids in the head.
Yeah.
They're guns blazing, like, they're talking to each other about taking them out. But no, leave Mr. Wheeler alone. He's fine. Just saying.
This is not a Mr. Wheeler appreciation space.
No, it is not. Oh, and as soon as Hop finds them, like, he and Eleven size each other up immediately.
Yes, because they've been tied together from the start. From the start.
Yep.
And that's really cool how that happens in this season, and how their relationship grows.
Yeah.
Through each season. Like, that's really cool.
It feels really organic when you take it back to season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we're going to say anything for the Duffers in terms of, like, whether or not they had plans from the beginning, they absolutely planned.
They planned Hopper and Eleven. There was
the relationship that builds between them is too organic. Mm-hmm. Like, it was absolutely something they wanted.
And they have, David Harbour and Millie Bobby Brown just have really good chemistry together that way, too.
They really do.
They have a great father-daughter chemistry. It's Eleven's idea to do the sensory deprivation tank.
Yeah, when she can't get Barb and Will on the walkie, when they go back to Will's house and she can't find them, she's the one who comes back to them and says, let's do the tank
the bathtub.
She's the bathtub.
And that was something that, terrified her.
Yep.
And she's willing to do it to help these people who she barely knows.
Yeah, because she knows it's the right thing to do.
Well, and they're the only people who have ever given her any kind of sense of, family and love. So she's like, I'm going to help them however I can. Mm-hmm. Which is a lot for,
a child
to have to process. Dustin calls Mr. Clark.
Yep. While he's busy on a date, watching The Thing, talking about the practical effects. And I'm like, my boy, Mr. Clark.
And who calls him Dustin? And what did you call him in the beginning of this episode? The cock block?
The cock block
champ of 83. He does it again.
He does it again, boys. He does it again.
To ask how would you make a sensory deprivation tank, and Mr. Clark's just like, no, it's, it's a Saturday. We'll talk about it Monday. And Dustin, why are you keeping this this curiosity door locked? Is my favorite thing that he says.
But Mr. Wheeler, to his credit, man. Yeah.
Mr. Wheeler.
Or I'm sorry, not Mr. Wheeler.
Mr. Wheeler doesn't do
Mr. Wheeler
anything.
never deserves credit. Mr. Clark, to his credit, just like, okay, yeah, here's how you do it.
He tells them.
And they're like, where are we going to get that much salt? And I was like, hey, it's the question that comes back around.
They ask it again.
All right, muchachos.
Brochachos. I also made a note when they get to the school to, like, set up the tank or whatever. Mm-hmm. They have this, like, kiddie pool, and it's clearly, like, one of those, like, 80s kiddie pools that's, like, bendy and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's Dustin and Lucas trying to set it up, and the way that the scene was done, it kind of makes me wonder if that was improvised, like if they weren't told how to put the pool together and they were just like given the pool and being like,
here, we're gonna film together. You guys putting this thing together.
Because they like pull out one side and the other side folds in, and you can see their frustration building every time they do it. And I was just sitting there watching it like, I don't think they were told how to do this.
Yeah, this isn't acting. They just, like, put a camera on them and were like, go for it.
This is clearly two kids that were born in, like, 2000, 2001, being told to get... Yeah, Dustin just turned 20, so...
Oh, I thought it might have been later than that. No, we're old.
Yeah. But being told to, like, here, put this pool from 1982 together. Have fun.
Good luck, guys. And then like right after that they show Nancy with Mike. They're going to the shed to get something. She just breaks locks, and Mike's like, oh, whoa, what happened? My sister's a badass.
Nancy's such a badass.
And they're like, no more secrets between us, okay? And he's like, okay, is Jonathan your new boyfriend? No. Is 11 your girlfriend? No. Immediately secrets.
Yep. But on a more serious note, we go to Joyce and 11's relationship and how that starts. And Joyce is immediately like a mother to 11. Mm-hmm. She's immediately grateful. And she for doing the whole deprivation tank thing. She treats her like her own kid in this. Like immediately she's like, I'll be right here with you the whole time. Like I'll when she gets into like the upside down mindscape, whatever you want to call it, she finds Barb dead, and Joyce is immediately like grabs her arm, and she's just like, it's okay, I got you, I'm here, I'm not gonna let anything happen to you. And it's just, this is why I don't like when you see people say how Joyce isn't a good mom in season 1 and stuff like that. Joyce is a fantastic mom.
She is
a fantastic mom. Like, yes, her motives for doing this are she wants to find her son, but she does not have to treat 11 the way she treats her. She treats her, like I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll probably say it a bazillion times. She treats her like she is her own child in this scenario.
Yeah.
And that's something that 11 never got going into the sensory deprivation tank when she was with Brenner. It was always like, this like sterile environment where she's in this tank and isolated from everything else. And he's
50 feet away from her behind a screen.
So far away, couldn't care less what happens to her. Meanwhile, she's in this thing and Joyce is like holding her hand the whole time. So even though her mind is not there, she still has something to like tie her to reality.
Mm-hmm. And I think we actually joked about Joyce adopting her back when we watched season 1 for the first time.
When we watched it for the first time, we were like, wouldn't it be cool if like she takes 11 in, flash forward to season 4 and she's her mom.
Yep. There was something that bugged me when we watched that scene, though. Not about Joyce and 11, but it seems like season 1 made that dark place that 11 went to like find things, they made it seem like it was a space between dimensions. Like she was walking that tightrope, you know, with the flea and the acrobat. Like she was walking between dimensions to find things and people.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, it's always referred to as the mindscape. Like that she's traveling the mindscape. It's like how she can get to people's minds and connected through minds. But in season 1, it seemed much more supernatural. Like it was walking between dimensions, not just finding people's minds. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
because like if that were the case, how would she know Barb is dead? Her mind is gone. She's not doing anything. How would she be able to see that?
That's a good point. How would she have been able to see Castle Byers? Like the full thing.
Well, I guess maybe through Will's perception, but Will was pretty out of it. So yeah, like I think that works too. Like you're like, yeah, I think we're saying the same thing.
But then
here.
yeah, because I'm also trying to think ahead to when she does it again in season 4, when because she finds them when they're all discussing their plans to kill Vecna, and they're all in the trailer.
And she's like from the outside looking in at all of them.
Right. So it's like, where is she in someone's mind, or is she just, like you said, is she just towing that like
that line between dimensions, I guess,
between like reality and mind land? I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. Like they want to name these things to like give them some kind of meaning that'll tie everything together, especially with her powers. But there's too many inconsistencies, and it doesn't quite make sense. I mean, not that it doesn't have to enjoy the show. It doesn't.
No, I mean, because something like this, I feel like no matter what, things like this are not going to make concrete sense anyway, because of the nature of what it is. Like, right. You know, you're talking about mindscapes and alternate dimensions and all that stuff, where it's, you know, it's a lot to grasp. So I don't think it really needs a name, but I do understand what you're saying.
And you know, the next scene actually plays into what I was saying, though, because when she finds Will at Castle Byers, once he goes unconscious, he fades away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, again, why can she see a dead body and not Will if he's unconscious?
Yeah.
It's weird.
The whole Barb thing,
I mean, unless she was reading the mind of that slug that crawled out of Barb's mouth. The first Demislug that we see.
She's in the slug's mind.
Yeah, that's how she can see.
That's how she got there. God. We're not even running on like lack of sleep. What is that?
It's funny. It's just funny.
But back to Joyce. The whole, like, it gets forgotten how good of a mom she is in season 4 because she's so distracted by the whole Hopper situation.
Season 4 is basically character assassination for Mike, Joyce, and Jonathan.
Yeah.
All three of them get done really dirty by the writing of their characters in that season. Hopper, weirdly, is the opposite.
Hopper's awesome in season 4.
Hopper's incredible in season 4. Like we get even more context to his, you know, whole story. Like the reason he is the way he is laid out for us so well. But for some reason, Mike is awful. Mike is practically Mr. Wheeler in season 4.
Ugh.
Joyce, like you said, we kind of lose her whole dedication to her family and her kids because she's chasing after Hop.
Yeah, because she's just tied up with Hopper and...
Yeah, while her supernatural stepdaughter is going through hell.
Right.
And Jonathan is doing his best, but he's no Steve Harrington. He is no Steve Harrington. He cannot handle 3 children.
No, he can't. He can't handle 3 kids. Well, he's so high. He's just high all the time.
Yeah.
Just getting high with Argyle. Smoking that, what do they call it? Purple palm tree. Purple palm tree delight.
Yeah, good stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's more of a gripe with season 4 that I know we both have. Like
we've mentioned it.
Yeah, a lot of characters kind of seem to act outside of their regular wheelhouse just to help the story along.
Yeah, but it just makes me sad because I really liked Mike this season. Season 1. I really like. He's such a good character this season, and he's so nice. And he's not so nice in season 4. He's not so nice.
Well, we could talk about that for like an hour straight, so I'm gonna move us on.
Yeah, let's move us on. Nancy's a badass, and it's her idea to take out the Demogorgon.
Yeah, she literally never stops kicking ass. It's great.
As soon as she picks up that baseball bat and starts practicing her swings, she just does not stop.
Mm-hmm. Last couple things. Will is singing to himself in Castle Byers to like keep him, keep him sane, keep himself sane. And I had a theory here that the Demogorgon found Will because 11 reached out to him and 1 could feel her. Like could feel her reaching in.
That. Yeah.
But that theory doesn't hold up because we have been diving into the Stranger Things comics.
Yes.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about them. Not right now, but we are going to talk about them. And one of those comics is the entirety of season 1 told from Will's perspective while he's in the Upside Down. And
I'm going to say it when we talk about it, but I'm going to say it here right now. If you get a chance to read it. You will wish that they made an episode just of Will in the Upside Down.
Honestly, like, after reading that, I feel like there should have been so much more with Will. Right,
like we could have literally seen how is he surviving in the Upside Down? What is he doing? I understand they wanted to kind of keep the Upside Down as mysterious as they could, and I get it. It helps, it helps drive the story. But after reading that comic, it would have been so cool to have seen some Will action on screen. Yeah, because,
spoiler alert, he's not just hiding the entire time.
No, he's actually doing stuff.
Yeah, he is doing things that affect the story.
Yeah.
And it's fair, like, I know a lot of people's first reaction is, oh, those are just comic books, they're not canon. Technically, all of the comic books are canon, according to the Duffer Brothers, except for a couple of books that dealt with characters that were essentially rewritten for season 4. Mm-hmm. So there's only 2 books in all of the Stranger Things comics that are not considered canon. The rest are.
They're the ones that are about the other test kids, right?
Yes. Those don't count. We will still read them and talk about them, but we are going in knowing that they do not have any bearing on the story of the actual show. Maybe it'll be an extra episode for people, who are interested.
Okay.
Maybe if we ever get to the point where we can do like some paid content on the side, like if you want to sign up and hear extra musings from us.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
If you want to listen to us talk some more.
Yeah, if you want to hear us talk more.
Please listen to us talk. We like
Please listen to us talk more. Anyway, the point I was making why I brought this up is because that comic confirms that the Demogorgon found Will because he was singing. He was making noise, and the Demogorgon kind of heard him and found him.
Yeah.
So my original thought that it was tied back to 1 does not hold up.
But could the theory that was going around after season 4 came out with like all of the like the Vecna songs and stuff, does that theory still hold up? That like, should I stay or should I go is like Will's Vecna song, and that's partly why 1 didn't really come after him?
Maybe. It doesn't really seem like 1 was interested in invading people's minds at that point.
I feel like he was probably still trying to figure out, how do I do this? Because this takes place in 1983?
Yeah, I mean, he knows how to...
he gets sent there in 1978.
Yes. He knows how to enter people's minds. I just don't think he had any interest in Will. Because at that point, it's just like, we'll let the Demogorgon feed on people. Let me propagate my army by having it create Demodogs.
Right. I need to figure out how to get to the Mind Flayer.
Now, with that said, if he decided to help the Demogorgon along and just, like, take over Will, probably wouldn't have been able to because Will was singing
because
that.
Of the song.
Yeah.
Right.
I do agree with you. Like, if we ever get Vecna trying to invade Will's mind, that's absolutely going to be his song.
It better be. It's got such an impactful thing.
It's such a deep connection to his family.
Right. So I feel like if that happens and that's a huge missed opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because that was...
Oh, and Unless maybe, as a callback to season 2, one of his songs could be like, who was the person that Bob loved? Do you remember?
I don't.
And he and Jonathan were like, ew.
I don't remember.
Neither do I, not off the top of my head. That would be cute, though.
Yeah,
It should be Should I Stay or Should I Go?
It should be. Oh, there's also some talks that, like, Will might be, like, the bad guy and stuff. I don't know.
Will is their early warning system. He's how they know Vecna's coming.
A lot of people have thrown this around that, like, it started with Will, it's going to end with Will, and I do believe that.
I could totally see that, yeah. All right, so I guess that wraps up episode 7, right?
Well, my last thing I put was that, because this episode ends on a cliffhanger of Joyce and Hopper trying to get to Hawkins' lab.
Oh, yeah.
To get to the gate, and they get caught by the Hawkins lab people and essentially, like, arrested by them. And that's how the episode ends.
Yeah, because episode 8 picks up right with them
being interrogated. Yep.
Which, first time we see Hopper getting beat up in an interrogation.
He just doesn't care.
He just does not give a shit.
Does not care. Oh,
I think the gulag can break him.
Hoppy hop. Hoppy hop.
So yeah, that was episode 7.
Hop, hop, hop. That was episode 7. Wrapping that up in a nice little bow for you.
So the next episode is the last one of season 1.
Yep, it is the season finale.
So what we're going to do is we are going to talk through the season finale, and then we are actually going to talk through some of the comics that take place before season 1 and during season 1. Mm-hmm. And then we have our wrap-up episode, right?
Yeah, the wrap-up, we're just going to, just give you a little refresher on some important points of season 1, because then we'll move right along into season 2. So we'll just probably tie in some important notes, notable things that happened in season 1 that might, carry into season 2, and then we'll start with season 2.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about it. Not sure if we're definitely going to do it, but we may have someone in with us.
We may have a special guest for our season 1 wrap-up episode, if we can get him to rewatch season 1.
Hint, it's not someone from the cast of Stranger Things.
It's not.
We're not that popular.
No.
But you could make us that popular.
Yes. Please make us that popular. I would love to have Joe Quinn on the show.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So, thank you all for sticking with us and tuning into this episode of the Hawkins Hellfire Collective. This is Zach and Devin signing off.
Dusty Buns gets it done.